Hello, everybody. This is Bob Treemore. What is Peloton Gym? Peloton Gym is when we, you and I, look at this. That looks familiar. Is when we control the time. So over the last few months, I've gathered some evidence, albeit unofficial evidence, via various pathways that I travel, that there's this thing called Peloton Gym, and you and I are going to have access to it sometime, shortly, soonly, in the futurely, but hopefully soon. What is Peloton Gym? Well, let's quickly revisit. This is going to be I promise. Beyond sometimes I promise to keep them shorter. I promise this one will be short-ish. We'll see how it goes. I never know. Let's go to the slide here. This is Barry on the last ER call. Though this is just the most recent reference. He's mentioned this in the past. With respect to the app, our strategy is to expand the TAM where we've not historically had a lot of access to enable customers to use the content on competitive hardware, and to use it in the home and use it in the gym, Peloton Gym. Well, competitive hardware, I mentioned this in the video before. I didn't see the path. I still don't see the path. I think it's a great concept. Why not put Peloton content, which is world class, on other people's hardware? Well, there are reasons. I don't think I need to go into them. Do you think Bowflex wants to abandon their Journey product, or iFit, or what have you, to abandon their product and put Peloton? Why not just buy a Peloton product with Peloton content? Perhaps Barry met with the same end. So that was the most recent earning call where he says, let's attempt, or let's plan to put it on competitive hardware. And here's Barry a few years ago, pre-Peloton. He's banging against the wall. Techno Gym, will you take our content? Bowflex, will you take our content? Nautilus, hey, Life Fitness, will you take our content and pay me for it? The door seemingly did not open. I'm assuming a lot of phone calls went, a lot of emails, a lot of text messages, a lot of Zoom calls went through. And this door did not open. So Barry, in Barry's wise ways, said, let's turn the tables. Let's do the old switcheroo. Let's do the reverso. If the gym won't come to Barry, I should have brought my glasses, my Barry glasses. Barry will come to the gym. If the gym won't go to Barry, Barry will come to the gym. So that door that was closed remains closed, getting non-competitive hardware. Barry said, how can we change things up? I still want to do it. I still want to get Peloton, the app, the content, the programming. I want to get it out of the home. I've got some outdoor classes where I can walk and run outdoors. Theoretically, I guess you could bike outdoors. It's a little weird, but you could, well, you can. You can use the just the tracking aspect of just bike. I want to get it out of the home, though. I want to get it into the gym or other commercial spaces, but they won't let me in. So Barry said, how do I invade the gym? Possibly he and Peloton have found a way. It's called Peloton Gym. I sent out a tweet, it might be a little bit small, but on March 16th. So we're now, what, March is 3, May, 2 months. Bad at math. Bad at calendar math. And there's references if you look in the right spots. Not necessarily visible to the average viewer, but if you look in the right spots, public spots, not doing anything untoward. Peloton has what they call modalities, which are large categories of fitness. We have the just run, just ride. We have running. We have cycling. We have rowing, which its code name, if you can read that, says Caesar. That was the code name for rower, still is the code name for rower. All these things have various code names. And then in March, something weird popped up. And I tweeted about it. I said, I'm not sure what this is, but I thought it was significant enough to talk about. So this thing called gym has popped up in the areas that I travel. I'm not sure what it is, but it's got a gym plan. It's got a gym title. It's talking about starting and stopping a gym workout. I was trying to wrap my brain around it. What gym? Did Barry finally crack? Did he crack this wall? Did he get in somehow? May 7th. So now we're talking about just about a week ago, give or take. There was another tweet. This one over here. Peloton Gym. This first time I saw gym earlier. Now I'm seeing a branding, what I interpret as a branding name, Peloton Gym. Okay, it seems to be elevating in officialtude. Follow, and there were a couple descriptors to it. They're basically the same thing, but the word is slightly different. Follow a step-by-step workout plans wherever you are with Peloton Gym. Follow a step-by-step workout plan with Peloton Gym at home or on the go or in a facility where it previously was next to useless. I mean, you could go to Planet Fitness and get on a bike and watch Peloton content on your phone or your iPad if you brought it. What was it? And I tweeted a picture, and we'll get to this picture here in just a second. Let's look at what Peloton currently has. And I'm framing this within a context of what I believe Peloton Gym is. It may, I don't have a lot of information. Every day seems like I get a little bit more. Don't have a lot though, still. So this video of me going on about this is unofficial. That's the best word for it. This is Bob saying, I see some stuff. I'm not sure what it is. Let's you and me attempt to figure it out to the best of our abilities. Because the references seem to keep creeping up. If it was an abandoned project, you think the references would go away. Well, so here's where we are. If you go into the strength area, and again, this is in the context of where I think this app is going, with the limited information that I have. If you pull up any strength exercise, I pull up a fairly random one here. 30-minute strength with Jermaine. And you see here my note. You must conform to the instructor's pace, 30 minutes. And the pace at which I'm going to give you, Peloton generally doesn't even, sometimes they say, we're going to do arm curls for 30 seconds. Sometimes they just say, start your arm curls, and you're not sure how long it's going to go. And the class length, 30 minutes. That's it. That is the time you have allotted, and you must follow the instructor to the best of your ability, which is great. I use Peloton strength classes. Sometimes I can do more than the instructor is teaching. Sometimes I can do less, and I give up or I go to an easier exercise size until he goes to his next exercise. But we have 30 minutes. And here, if you don't know, if you can blow up the full detail for the class. I don't know how many of you have actually gone in there, but Peloton very helpfully is saying that this 30-minute class, you're going to do a supinated row, you're going to do a curl, you're going to do a push press, you're going to do a neutral grip press, and here are the times. The instructors don't always call out the times, but that is their game plan on the monitor that they're looking at. I'm sure they have a countdown. It's time to do 30 seconds press, and then he looks at the monitor. It's time to do 30 seconds of supinated row. But you are confined to the class length and the instructor's pace or your pace. Before Peloton or before YouTube workouts or pre-recorded video workouts in general, when you would go to the gym or when you would go to your set of barbells or your weight machine in your home, a bench press. Did you go at your own pace? Or did you walk in and say, I'm going to spend 30 minutes here, and that is it, not a second more, not a second less? Or did you go in with a goal saying, I'm going to do a set of these exercises until failure, a set of these exercises until failure, or I'm going to do 3 of these, 3 of these, 3 of these, and then I'm going to circuit. I'm going to do the whole thing again. You don't know, and you don't have a great idea of how long that's going to take. Some days it may take longer, some days it may take less. But you have a goal, you have a target, you have an objective. And however long that takes, you do it. Currently with Peloton, and really any pre-recorded video content, you are ascribed to the instructor's pace and length of the class. Let's look at the one picture that I was able to uncover, and again on a public site. Wasn't visible unless you knew where to look, but this is the one snapshot I have. And shortly after I did that tweet, this one right here, it disappeared. But I saved it, archived it. Bob has a big archive. I got more archives than I need to have. So here we got the title, to use it in the gym. Remember, going back to Barry's quote. Want to use it on competitive server? Not working out too great. But to use it in the gym, to invade enemy territory. So this is a screenshot we have. And apart from some wording that I have off to the side here, and this screenshot, this is what we're working off of. An increasing accumulation of data as time goes by. Circuit. That's not mentioned anywhere in Peloton. There's no circuits. I mean, you could say an instructor saying, okay, we're going to do these 3 exercises and we're going to do that whole set a couple times. Again, it's not self-directed. Here we have a circuit language 3 times. Bicep curl, this is the example we have. Bicep curl, a wood chop. Never done a wood chop in my life. I've seen videos of people. I know what it is, but it's an interesting sample to choose for this. And a plank for 60 seconds. Again, if you're watching pre-recorded content, by the time the instructor gets down, he may be faster or slower than you are. You see, and he says, time done. You may have only held it for 40 seconds, or you may have held it for 1 minute and 20 seconds, depending upon your pace versus the instructor's pace. But 10 reps wood chop, the instructor may say 10 reps, and he may go lightning fast, and you're just not that fast. But when he says it's time to go to the plank, it's time to go to the plank. If you did 7, okay, that you're done. It doesn't matter unless you want to run over his instructions. It's time to go to the plank. Here, we have a 3-time circuit. 10 reps of bicep curl, 10 reps of wood chop, 60 seconds of plank, and from the limited information we have in this, it looks like a cropped screenshot. We're assumed to be, when we're done with our plank, there's probably a rest period at your discretion. It's time to do 10 more bicep curls, 10 more wood chops, and another 60-second plank, and repeat once more for 3 times. So off to the side here, we have some additional language I've uncovered. And some of it we talked about before from the tweets, but take classes at home or in the gym. No equipment needed. We'll touch on that later. At the very end, we're going to touch back on that. I find it curious. Activity tracking, step-by-step gym programs. Where do you see that without being generous in your consideration? Where do you see that in Peloton's current repertoire of classes? I guess you can go to the gym and find an empty room and start a video program, but I interpret this as being geared toward Peloton Gym, quote unquote. And follow step-by-step workout plans wherever you are with Peloton Gym. Buy now. Get 2. So let's overlay these quickly. Just compare. They're not the same. One looks to be completely self-directed. against your goal. And one seems to be instructor instructed against Peloton's goal. And whether you make it or not, too bad. This one seemingly, well, let's go to the next one. What I'm envisioning, this is from the limited information. We're speculating here today. This circuits go down as a screenshot, which I don't have. You were saying I'm finished with my 10 reps of bicep curls, and it takes you to the wood chops. And however long it takes you to do 10 wood chops, you then say, I'm finished with the wood chops. Time to go to the plank. First, I'm going to go get a drink of water. I'm going to come back. Okay, now I'm ready. I'm going to do my 60 seconds of plank. And I'm finished with plank. And then it zips you back up to the top, goes 2x, goes 1x. And there's probably a giant, phew, I'm done with my workout button at the bottom. So circuit. Circuit's an interesting word. When you think of circuits, you're thinking of something like this. This is just an overall layout of a gym. I think I got this from planetfitness.com and my arrows. This is a circuit, kind of where you're going from cardio to free weights to machine weights. Maybe do a little stretching and repeat the circuit one more time or 3 times and do your own. This is where I think Peloton Gym is going. Something that can be done with the current programming, but it's not paced at your pace. If you travel around this gym, there's time there. Meanwhile, the instructor still is going. He's going. You're supposed to be doing a plank. Meanwhile, you're trying to find an empty area for a plank, and by the time you find it, 10 seconds later, he's on to wood chops again. This breaks that, and this gets you in to the gym because you are at your own pace. So you can go to this area, and it says do 10 minutes of X, do 15 minutes of Y, and then do 20 seconds of Z. And you are in control because you're hitting complete as you go along. And now Peloton is tracking inside the 4 walls of a gym. So they couldn't get on the commercial equipment. Or at least they haven't yet that we're aware of. But we're inside the 4 walls. And we're using our app. And certainly there are other apps that already do this. But Peloton is now rolling out, theoretically, their own versions. So outside the home, you can go into the gym and do this. So I said this was going to be a short video, and it is. Shocking. Bob Treemore does a short video. Got one last screen. Things we do and don't know about the gym. Anyway, and we don't know a lot. Let me go back. I love this image. If the gym won't go to Barry, Barry must go to the gym. Go, Barry. Do what you can, buddy. I'm not going to go into Barry. It's Barry year 2, and I've talked about Barry year 2 is a little bit scary for me because I don't see a lot of exciting things coming down the pike. This is a thing for the app that is not scary. That is very interesting. I don't know if a lot of people use the Just Ride, Just Run, Just Walk outdoors. I do. I think it's great. You're not really, again, you're uncontained. You're doing it freestyle. I hit the Just Walk or Just Run the second I leave the door, and I wander around the neighborhood until I'm done. There's no music. There's no instructor. It's just tracking my mileage and pace. And when I reopen the door to go back inside, I hit stop, and I walked for 22 minutes and 16 seconds. And that was just what I wanted to do that day. Not 30 minutes, not 20 minutes. 22 minutes and 16 seconds. That's what I wanted. Is that what I said before? It's close. This is Peloton Gym. When you control the time. So what do we do know and what we don't know? Well, we covered what, I hate to say what we do know. I covered what I believe, I theorize as the end goal of this to the best of my ability. Unanswered questions. Are there member constructed workouts? Well, I didn't share everything that I know in these slides, but from the best of my knowledge, not at this time, it appears that Peloton headquarters is designing the workouts. So you get maybe they're going to dump out 30 different workouts with maybe you control the circuit number. That'd be nice at least, right? Do 2 or 3 or 4. Ideally, it would be totally self-directed. Remember we looked at this screen? Ideally, one day I could go somewhere and say, I want to design a Peloton gym workout, and I want to do 20 supinated rows, and I want to do 10 natural grip chest presses, and I want to do 5 wood chops. I want to do that 3 times. And you can kind of pick these out, and then it goes into some kind of weird stackish type thing. It goes into your Peloton gym, and you designed it. And you can say how many reps you do and whatnot. Right now, it doesn't look like that. It looks like Peloton is going to design the workout for you. So we're not all the way there yet. We talked about the instructors controlling the pace and the instructors controlling the class length and the time you spend on each exercise. This gets us one step closer. But the phrasing that I've seen looks like Peloton is going to design these at first. Those last 2 words, I'm going to hope, are temporary. And that one day we'll get a list of 70 different exercises and we can kind of slide in the ones we want and we can name them Bob Workout 1, Bob Workout 2, Bob Workout Close to Death, and Bob Workout Easy Day. Will gym include machines? We only have the one screenshot. Will it say do 15 minutes of bike cardio and 10 minutes of tread cardio and then do 10 bicep curls? We don't know. But right now, the phrasing and the screenshot looks toward, obviously focused on strength, 1. And then 2, it looks to be geared toward easily accessible options, meaning a 5-pound dumbbell or 10-pound dumbbell or a big can of beans that you have in the pantry that you can lift around. I hope one day, again, in that big list of 70 things I mentioned, hopefully you can bring in cardio one day. So when you're at the gym, you can actually use the leg curl machine or the flyweight machine, and you can designate that as I want to do some machine stuff instead of just doing fly, and you're supposed to know whether you're supposed to be doing it with free weights or fly. But right now it looks like it's going to be easily accessible options, and I didn't, from the information we have, I don't see cardio. I hope that's a true circuit when you are sweeping the entire gym from end to end. Maybe not in every day, every other day, you mix it up and what have you. We can hope that this gets a lot of customization at some point. And when? We don't know. References appear to be increasing. I can't tell you honestly that they're increasing a lot. They're increasing a little, but they're increasing. Is it a beta product? Certainly, you would think. Not all beta products, though, make it to production. So we'll close out here. This is speculation. Peloton Gym is under consideration. Will it come to fruition? Yeah, your guess is as good as mine. I hope it does. I hope it does, because let's invade the enemy territory. Let's get Peloton Gym on my app in 2023. I know the whole app tiering thing is coming down. It's supposed to land in May, and whether it's like this, that's a whole another question of whether this Peloton Gym, when or if it comes out. Will Peloton Gym, there'll be 3 tiers. There's going to be a free tier, which is just a couple classes. There's a lower tier, which gets you some classes, but not all classes. And then there's the full digital tier, which most people know now they pay $12.99 a month for, where it's kind of sort of everything. Would Peloton Gym Certainly wouldn't span the free tier. Would it go into the lower tier and the upper tier, or just the upper tier? And certainly you would think, well, we have to assume all access people, people who own the equipment, get Peloton Gym. But then the tiering question is interesting. Who gets Peloton Gym if and when it comes out? So that's all we have today. Thank you, everybody, for joining us, and we'll talk to you next time.